Hi everyone, Savile Martin Greenwood here, and I hope you're all keeping safe and well at home. This is our third in the series of these virtual lessons designed for our green and our red belts. So this lesson today we're going to be recapping some of the things that we've previously done, but mainly we're going to be focusing on our piano and Hyung today, piano form number 1 to 4, as well as a recap on basic form 3, one step number 1 to 10 at Il Sasik, and then a little bit of a refresher on some of our wrist grabs. So pretty much we're focusing this lesson today on the grading syllabus that we need for our green belts. Okay, now with all of our lessons, our virtual lessons, we need to do a quick safety brief before we get into our training. So just make sure that if you're going to take part in this lesson, that you are fit and well to do so. Make sure that if you're carrying any injuries, that you take things steady and you stick well within the limits of what that injury will let you do. I don't want anybody pulling any muscles or aggravating an injury while they're doing any virtual training. Okay. Obviously we're all at home, we're training away from the dojo at the moment, so you need to make sure that the environment that you're training in is safe. So you need to have a nice space around you at all times during this lesson. So if you can move furniture or any items out of the way before you start training, that's good. And also if you're training outside, make sure that the floor that you're training on, the surface is suitable. As with all of our virtual training, if you want to put a pair of trainers on or some suitable footwear, please feel to do so, free to do so. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We're not in the dojo, as I said earlier on. If you're training alongside somebody as well, just make sure that again you keep a safe space between you at all times. So you're not going to kick or punch each other and you're not going to collide with each other, okay? So with all of our lessons like this for our green belts, I'm not going to go through a warming up routine to start with just to save time. Please make sure though that if you're going to do this lesson, that you've warmed up before you do it. So if you're not sure how to do a warming up routine, there is an example about one of our warm-up routines on the club website, so please make sure you warm up properly and you stretch off before you do this lesson, okay? So we're going to start the lesson off with a recap of basic form number 3, okay? So the Korean terminology for basic form number 3 is Kicho Hyung Sambu. So Kicho means basic, Hyung means form or pattern, then Sambu means number 3, okay, or third, okay? So Kicho Hyung Sambu is the Korean terminology for basic form number 3, okay? So we're going to move into our chariot position here, as normal, and we move into our chumbi, okay? So chumbi, left foot out to the side, both hands down here in front. So I'm going to do the Hyung as a mirror image to yourselves, so when I move to my right, you'll be moving to your left, okay? So the first movement, we look to the left side here. Your left arm is going to drop down into the chamber position here as your right arm raises up. Then you're going to move into your back stance, move your left leg out to the side and do inside to outside middle block and Esopakuramaki. Okay, so back stance here, Hugul Jase. Now you're going to step forwards from this position into Chungul Jase front stance, so keep height the same, step forwards, right arm middle punch here. Now looking over the right shoulder now, you're going to bring your right leg around into your back stance again and do middle block. So we turn, keep the height the same, middle block again. Stepping forward straight away now with your left leg. Chungul Jase, front stance, okay, middle punch. Now looking to the front now, we're going to chamber once again. So your left arm comes up ready here to block and then stepping out. Hadamaki low block, front stance. Now from this position you're going to change your stance now into horse riding stance, Kima Jase, and punch out level with the shoulders. So right leg steps out, both knees bent, punch out level with the shoulders, 1, 2, and our third one here, we're going to key up, okay, so step out with the right leg, key up. Kia! Now looking to the left, okay, left leg coming around into back stance again, chamber, middle block, step in. Chundal Punkyuk middle punch, looking to the right now, bring the right leg round, back stance middle block, stepping in, front stance middle punch. Looking towards the rear now, so left leg draws in, left arm draws up, chamber for the block, step down, low block in front stance, Then horse stance, 3 times again, middle punch. Ready? 1, 2, and the third one we're going to keep up. Ready? Go! Looking to the left once again, turning round. Back stance, okay, left leg in front. Step forwards, middle punch. Looking to the right. Back stance, middle block. Last movement, step forwards. Front stance, middle punch. Looking to the front now, pulling back to ready, barrel. And shut. Relax. Okay, so this is a quick recap on basic form number 3. So as we've talked about before, basic form 3 is pretty much a test of the 3 basic Cansado stances. So we have our front stance, our back stance, and our horse riding stance in basic form 3. And it's getting to demonstrate these three stances correctly and making the definition between each one of them, but also trying to maintain your height at the same level all the way through the form. So a common mistake with basic form 3, for example, is when we do this front leg turn here from our front stance middle punch into our back stance, is to basically straighten the back leg here and to raise up as we turn, so the height comes up at the same time. When you're doing the turn properly, what you should do from here is your weight, part of your weight should drop onto your rear leg. So my left leg is behind here, so as I pull my right leg around here, I bend my left leg as I turn here, as I move around to chamber here now, making the turn much easier than to block. So my height remains constant all the way through the form. And it's this type of thing that you need to try and bring through and follow through on all of your forms, trying to maintain the same height all the way through, okay? So this is basic form 3, Kichuri Cansado, which we covered quite a lot over the past few lessons. So we're going to move on quite quickly today, so I'm going to cover piano form number 1, piano chodan, very quickly, and then we're going to look at piano form 2, piano form 3, piano form 4 in a little bit more detail, okay? So we're going to come into our chariot position again here, and we're going to go into our chumbi position. Okay, so we're going to move into our piano forms now, okay? So this is piano chodan, okay? So there are 5 piano forms, piano chodan, idan, samdan, sadan, and odan, okay? So this is the first one, the easiest one. So we're looking towards our left again first here. Our left arm comes up ready here to block. Then we're going to step out into front stance to do hadamaki with the left leg like this. Now step forwards immediately like basic form 1. Chundan konkyok, middle punch. Now looking over the right shoulder, we're going to turn now, the right leg coming round, right arm low block. Okay, now I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera for this bit. So we're in this position here, in our hadamaki low block position here with the right arm forwards. Now what we're going to do is we're going to pull the front leg in slightly, okay, so we shorten the stance and we bend both knees here, and at the same time I'm going to twist the right arm here so the wrist is pointing upwards like this. So at the same time we shorten the stance and we twist the wrist like this, okay? Now our second part of the movement from here, from this position, is we're going to draw the right foot in towards the left foot, so we're making a T shape here with both feet. Okay, so we draw the front leg in, and at the same time we're going to circle this arm round to do hammer fist strike. So from our hadamaki here, we go 1, then draw into the T shape here, 2 like this. So the distance between both feet here is the same as your back stance, okay, but your legs straight this time. So let's come back to this position here, okay, we're in our low block here. So we're going to twist, 1, hammer 2, then step forwards now, chundan konkyok, middle punch. Now looking forwards now, okay, directly north, left arm comes up ready again to block, then stepping out, doing hadamaki low block again. Now once again from here, we're going to readjust our stance. So we're going to move from our front stance here, and we're going to split the weight on both knees into our side stance. So both feet pointing out slightly like this at an angle. Okay, so as we move into our side stance, the left arm is going to drop down with the hand open as the right arm comes up towards the left shoulder here. So left arm open, right arm closed here, and we're going to push back into our front stance now. At the same time, we strike with the left arm like this. Okay? So we're from this position here, okay, we've done our hadamaki, we're drawing to do our knife arm strike now. Now from this position here, we're going to step forward 3 times to do high block now. So we move into front stance, 1, 2, third one, key up, kill! So turning now, looking to the left, exactly the same as basic form number 1 from the next few movements. So look left, turn left, low block, then middle punch, look right, turn round, low block, step forwards, middle punch. Now looking towards the back now, left arm comes up ready, low block, and then this time on the way back, 3 middle punches, ready, hana, pull, third one, key up, kill! Last 4 movements now, into our backs now, so looking to the left shoulder here, left leg coming round, and left hand now coming up towards the right side like this. Okay, open, so both hands open, your left hand up, your right hand just dropping by the side of the waist here, then twisting the hips to block both arms together. Now stepping out at an angle now towards 45 degrees, the right hand coming up towards the side, your left hand dropping towards the side of the hip, twisting again. Let's do 2, looking 90 degrees, right leg moving around, back stance, right arm coming up, blocking 90 degrees, 1, then 45 degrees, 2. And looking to the front, barrel, back to ready and shot, relax. Okay, so this is Piano Chodan. Now, a couple of things worth talking about Piano Chodan. So we went through this movement here, where if I come around this side of the camera here, we've got this hadamaki low block here, and we shorten the stance as we twist our wrist here. So imagine this is our cross arm grip here, somebody grabbing the hand, grabbing my right arm with the left arm here, so with the right arm, I twist my hand now to get out the grip, then shortening the stance as I draw this arm around to counter attack. So your feet, the positioning of your feet from here, firstly your front leg draws in to shorten the stance, but then we draw it in to shorten the stance with both legs standing up now to make this T shape here. So the same distance apart with both feet as your back stance, but with the legs straight, doing this hammer fist strike, okay? Now, the other thing is this movement once again where we get this low block, and we move into a different stance from this position. We move into our side stance here, splitting the weight in both legs, as our right hand opens here, and we strike like this. So by dropping into our side stance here, our hips turn this direction, as my striking arm now, my right arm drops down here. Then as I twist back into my front stance, I get my hip rotation going the same direction as I strike now. So I'm creating the momentum from my hips here into this knife arm strike into the neck. Okay, so I'm getting some power into the movement there. And the last bit really we're talking about is the last 4 movements in the hyung, which are our 4 knife arm blocks, which are more difficult to do this time. So when we do our knife arm middle block, remember both hands drop to the same position here, to the side of the hip, and we block like this, just like so, okay? With our knife arm low block though, there's only one hand drops down here towards the side of the hip, and the other hand comes up towards the side of the face here, or side of the head, and we twist our hips. The hand at the side of the hip here just rests in the same position next to the solar plexus, while the opposite arm is blocking low. So it's from here we twist our hips to block down like this. So it takes a little bit of getting used to, okay? But pretty much Piano Chodan is a bit of a consolidation of what you've done so far in Kicho Hyung, Ilbo, Ibo and Sambu, okay, the basic forms. A few moves here and there thrown in for extra value, but pretty much the same stuff that you've done before. We're now going to take a look at Piano Nidan, piano form number 2. And in many respects, piano form number 2 is quite a big step up in terms of difficulty. And you know, there are some of the hyungs that you practice over your Cansado journey, which there won't be a great deal of difficulty difference in terms of each one. But when you go from Piano Chodan to Piano Nidan, there's a bit of a sort of a spike in terms of the difficulty level. So we're going to cover this one in a little bit more detail than what we've done the first 2. So we're going to move into our our normal position again here, so our chariot position here. And we're going to go into chumbi. Okay, so chumbi, remember, left leg out to the side, both hands down here. Now our first move in piano idam, we're going to look towards the left side here, and you're going to drop into your back stance now, so your left leg is going to move out slightly in front, as both hands now drop to the right side like this, in fists. Then we're going to block both these arms together, so your right arm is going to block above the head, as your left arm is going to block in front of the face like this. So as your left arm comes up, you rotate it, okay, your arm twists here into the centre. Now from this position we're going to drop our right arm down towards the chest now, here, and then we're going to push this right arm, we're going to drill it underneath the chin now as we punch the left arm over the shoulder. So both arms moving together, we punch up and punch backwards at the same time. Okay, now from this position you're going to stand on your right leg. So we're going to use this, what we call handball jasi, one leg stance now. So your right leg, you're going to bend it, and your right arm is going to come out straight like this as your left arm draws in towards the hip. Okay, so your left knee up in the air here, balance. Then we're going to step down after we chamber here to do horse riding stance middle punch. Okay, now we're looking towards the opposite side now. We're going to repeat this sequence. So we're going to draw the right leg in now, both hands drop into the left, and we're going to double block again, like this. Now your left arm drops down towards the chest, and then you're going to drill it upwards as your right arm punches over the shoulder. Now you're going to stand on your left leg now, your left arm comes out straight in this handball jasi again, balance, step down to do horse stance middle punch again. Okay, now the next movement from here, you're going to step your left leg in towards the centre like this. So a small step in, and then your right leg is going to raise up at the same time. Both hands come towards your left side here, okay? So if I show sideways on here, okay, we are effectively from this position here, okay, you step, sorry, I'll turn the position here. You step here, one, and then the opposite leg raises up two here, like this, okay? So your hands, your right arm positioned across the chest as your left arm pulled in towards the hip. Nice cross here, your right leg raised up like this. So we're in this position here, okay? Now you're going to do side kick with your right leg as you do right arm back fist, same time, okay? So we kick, back fist, then step down to knife arm middle block, the opposite direction now. So knife arm middle block, so your left leg should be out in front, left arm blocking here. Now stepping forwards, exactly the same block again, so dropping the hands to the left side, knife arm middle block, one here. Then the same again, step forwards, two. Now our next movement, you're going to knock your left arm down like this now, so you're going to circle it to block, okay, with the fingers open. At the same time now you're going to step forwards with your right leg, and you're going to spear hand and shout, okay, so spear hand looking like this, okay, fingers nice and straight here, slightly tensioned at the end, your left arm underneath your right elbow like this. Okay, now turning towards your left now, we're going to go into our back stance again, so the left leg comes round to do knife arm middle block here, one. Now towards 45 degrees again now, we're going to go in, knife arm middle block, two. Bringing the right leg all the way around now, same block again towards 90 degrees, three. Then 45 degrees, four. Okay, now from this position you're going to push your left leg out, okay, towards the rear now, and moving to front stance like this. And at the same time you're going to do inside to outside middle block with your left arm, okay? So your left leg moves out, your right arm is going to block. So from this position here, you move your left leg out, and your right arm is going to do inside to outside middle block like this, okay? Let's try that. Ready? Go. Now, from here, you're going to kick using your right leg. You're going to do front snap kick, and then immediately you're going to do left arm reverse middle punch. Okay, so from here, you're going to kick your right leg out, front kick, reverse middle punch with your left arm. Then immediately with your left arm, you're going to chamber here and do inside to outside middle block. Okay, so using the reverse side again. Now, we use the opposite side now. You're going to do front snap kick using your left. So your left leg comes up, kick underneath the fist, step down, right arm, reverse middle punch. Then stepping forwards from here, both hands coming from the left side here, double arm middle block, like this. Okay, last few movements now, we're going to look to the left side. You're going to turn, do low block, then reach in, just like we're doing in counterfold number 1, and do knife arm strike. Then stepping out, 45 degrees, Sandamaki high block, looking towards the opposite side now, turning round to do that block and strike again. So the low block here, re-chamber, knife arm strike, then we're going to do high block and shout at the same time. Ready? Here, 45 degrees, and back to the roll. And shot, relax. Okay, so we've got this movement in the form where you're effectively moving out your left leg now into your front stance here. At the same time, you're doing what we call reverse block. So you're extending your stance in terms of size and blocking at the same time. Now, a common mistake what people do here is that they tend to do this middle block and they over sort of do it. They sort of block like this, their body is almost bending towards the side. So whenever you do these blocks and these punches coming down using the reverse side, they need to keep in the centre here. Same as all of your blocks should and all of your strikes. So your back remains straight, you're still twisting your hips here, but you remain straight. Then we do this kick directly underneath the fist, then the punch right in the centre here, okay? So this sort of routine. When we start the form, we're using another stance right at the beginning of the form. So we're using what we call one leg stance, handball jasse. So we actually stood as we chamber for your horse riding stance middle punch on one leg now. Okay, the opposite arm up. So you chamber, one arm out, one arm in as normal. As I step down to do horse stance middle punch now, this arm draws in as the opposite arm punches out. So we see it in this position, but also when we chamber ready for the side kick here. Okay, both hands coming across towards the opposite side with the knee up. Now, whenever you do your handball jasse or one leg stance, your knee that you stood on, or your leg that you stood on, needs to be bent like this. So don't straighten your leg like this, because if you do that, your height goes up for one, but secondly, your balance is greatly reduced. So you keep this knee bent as your leg is up here, ready to kick, or ready when we're doing this movement here. So you maintain your balance. Okay, so handball jasse, very similar to when we're counting in Korean, hana, dul. So hana, han, and bal meaning leg, so one leg stance. Okay, right, we're going to cover this form again, okay, piano knee down, and this time I'm going to do it with my back to the camera. So I'm doing it exactly the same direction as you're doing it, so you've had me doing it in sort of a mirror image direction firstly, where you can see the movements that I'm doing. So I'm now going to turn around and hopefully it's going to make a little bit more sense for you. Okay, so from here, we come into our chubby position. So you're going to look to the left first here, okay, and you're going to do double arm block here. Now from here, your right arm drops down, you're going to drill it up. Then from this position, you're going to stand on one leg, your right arm comes up, your left arm's raising up here, then you're going to step down, horse stance middle punch. Looking towards the opposite side now, drawing your right leg in, double block again, dropping your left arm down this time, then drilling it up as you punch over your shoulder with your right. Stand on your left leg now, okay, left arm out, step down, punch. Now we're going to chamber for this kick now, so your left leg steps in, towards the back slightly, the right leg lifts up like this. Okay, both hands coming towards the left side, so I'm going to do right arm, back fist as right leg side kick this time. So I kick, back fist, come down, back stance, knife arm the block. Stepping through again, the same block. 2, same block. 3, now circle the left arm round to knock down, step forwards and to spear. Kill! So spear hand strike, front stance. Looking now towards the left side, turning. Knife arm middle blocking back stance. Looking to the right, 45 degrees, the same block. Looking right again, 90 degrees. Knife arm middle block, 45 degrees. Okay, same block again. Now, remember from here, pushing the left leg into front stance at the same time, blocking with the right arm, reverse block. So from here, we're going to kick, front snap kick, reverse punch using the left arm, then reverse block using the left arm. So we're going to do front kick, reverse punch, reverse block. Then this time we're going to just do front kick and reverse punch. So kick with your left, punch right. Okay, from here, turning now, okay? Sorry, not turning, stepping forwards. Double arm middle block. So both arms dropping to the left, blocking together. Looking out to the left side. Low block, re-chambering side stance, knife arm strike. High block now, 45 degrees. Look to the right. Low block, re-chamber side stance, knife arm strike. Last movement, 45 degrees, high block and shout. Kill! And back to ready, borrow. And shot, relax. Okay, so this is piano knee down. So you can see the levelling difficulty does go up in piano knee down. And the main reasons for that are we are using two hands now together on a few of the movements. So this one, double arm with a block. You're using different stances, so you've got this handball jazz here now, where you're having to balance. But also you're using your reverse side, which is different to what you've done so far. Okay, your reverse side is not the nearest side to your opponent, it's this one here. So we are punching reverse and we are blocking reverse like this. So a little bit more complex piano form number 2, and that's why some of our members, they find it harder to grasp and it takes a bit longer for them to learn this form than the others. Okay? Right, we're going to move on very quickly. We're going to move into piano form number 3. Okay, so piano sandan is our third in the series of piano forms. Okay, so once again, we're going to start from our chariot position here, and again we're moving to chumbi here. Now, piano sanda, okay, the first movement is exactly the same as basic form number 3. So we're going to look to the left here, we're going to chamber our left arm here, drop it down, and then we're going to move into our back stance here to do middle block like this. Now, from this position, your right leg or your right foot is going to move forwards now to meet your left foot here, like this. And at the same time, your right arm is going to extend out like this. So effectively, we've got a low block here with the right arm, and we've got a middle block with our left arm. Now, we twist our body now by bending the knees, twist slightly towards the left like this, and then we're going to reverse the arms. So your left arm coming down, right arm coming up. Then we're going to turn the other way now, flex the knees again, turn towards the right, twist to reverse the arms again. So right arm down, left arm up. Now we look over the shoulder now, we're going to do that same back stance, middle block now. So the left leg, the right leg coming round, back stance, middle block here. Then left leg moving forwards now to meet right foot and your left arm coming out straight. Now twisting slightly now towards the right side here and reverse the arms. 1. Bend the knees, turn slightly to the left. 2. Okay. Now, okay, so we've got to this position in our hyun. So we are here. Okay, now you're going to look towards your left side here. And you're going to drop both hands down towards the right hip here and step out with your left leg to do double arm middle block here. Okay, so remember, double arm middle block, okay, sang sutra no maki, okay, your arm, or your right arm should just be supporting just below the elbow here. So from this position here, we're going to open up the left hand now, and you're going to knock your left hand down as your right hand draws in towards the hip here, and you're going to step out to do spear hand strike Kwansu. Okay. Now from here, quite important movement, this small little movement, but very important. You're going to rotate the hand so your thumb is pointing towards the floor here. Now from this position here, okay, you're going to bring your left leg round, okay, in a circular motion, so it's crossing into the centre here as your right hand comes behind the back. Now you're going to completely circle now as your left leg comes round here into horse stance to make back fist attack. Okay, so from this position here, you turn the hand first, you rotate here the body, feet together, step out, then back fist attack using the left arm. Then our first key out point here, we're going to step through to the middle punch. Kia! Okay. Now from this position here, we're going to turn, okay? So your left leg is going to come in a circular movement again towards your right leg, and at the same time as you turn your back, your arms are going to come above the head in a cross shape, then down and up, okay, like this. So if I come from this position here, okay, you're going to turn here, rotate down, and hands just snugly on the hip here. Okay, so I've turned so I'm facing towards you this time, okay, but if I was doing a hyung, naturally I'll be facing away here, okay. So now your right knee you're going to lift up, okay, and we're going to do our crescent kick, okay. So outside to inside crescent kick, so the right leg comes up here, I'm going to circle this leg now, slapping with the sole of the foot. So I'm going to circle it here to block, then I come down to my horse riding stance and I twist my hips, blocking with the right elbow here. So I move into this position here, then my right arm is going to come up over the top of the head here to hammer in towards the top side of the body, then pulling the wrist back in again here, so snapping it back in towards the hip. Now the left leg this time, okay, from side stance, from horse riding stance this time, you're going to crescent kick, block, over the top, hammer, back in. Now the same again with your right leg, okay, so the third one in the set now, lifting it up, outside to inside crescent kick, block, hammer, back in. Now straight forwards from here, you're just going to move your left leg forwards to do middle punch, chundan kung kyok. And from here, your right leg now, your right foot comes up to your left knee, in and out, while this arm stays in position, okay? So from here, we go 1, 2. Then you're going to turn, you're going to look towards your left side, and you're going to punch using your right arm over the shoulder now as you turn, and elbowing backwards with your left arm here into this position, okay? So here, like so. Then you're going to jump across now, and you're going to swap these arms over. So as we jump across, you look, and kia, shout. And back to ready, and shout, relax. Okay, so if we have this position here, okay, where we've done our middle punch here, and we come in here like this here, and then we turn it round to go 1, then jumping up, kia, 2, like this. So when you're making this jump here, right at the end, don't jump too far. You only need to jump about half the size of your horse riding stance here. So as I jump across, my knees bend here, and I jump up. Remembering as you land, you bend your knees, okay, you flex your knees, ready for this horse stance, but also to absorb the shock from the floor. You bend the knees, very important, okay? So this is Pian Sandan. So you can see, I think Pian Sandan in many respects is an easier hyung than Pian Idan. Okay, but again there are some different movements in it. So if you recall, about a third way through the form we do this movement here where you have this spear hand strike and we rotate the hand here. So if you imagine you have a same side grip here, which we will cover later on in the lesson, okay, you are turning the hand to re-grip your opponent's hand here, and then you are turning into this position here. So you're trapping the arm, your opponent's arm behind your back, and using your back almost as like a lever or a spring to break the arm as you back fist here. So the movement looks like this. You're here, you turn, 1, 2, and then kia, middle punch here. Okay, so that sequence of movements there is quite key to the form. And you've got a set of 3 of these, what we call balbadakaro, which is outside to inside crescent kick, okay, which is a block using the sole of the foot here, okay. So from here, from this position here, you're using this circular motion here, the leg blocking with the sole of the foot, with the punch coming in here, 1, and then twisting the hip here, okay. So trying to keep your back straight, because if you do this, and you're bending downwards, you're going to avoid anything that's coming in here and get hit. So using your elbow here, twist to block, and then over the top to counter-attack hammer here. So the set, first one in the set goes like this, 1, 2, 3, like this, okay? So Interesting form again, Cansado. Okay, some different movements once again introduced into our series. So I'm going to go through the form again, and I'm going to go through it in its entirety without turning around again. So I'm going to do a mirror image to you, okay, and I'm going to go through slowly, explaining a little bit about the techniques as we do so, but a little bit faster than what we just have done. Okay, so I'm going to come into this chariot again, and to me, ready position. So Cansado. Okay, so we're looking to our left, chambering just like basic form 3. Remember, middle block. Okay, now right foot coming into it, left foot, right arm comes out straight, then turning slightly to the side, reversing the arms 1, turn to the other side, 2. Looking to the right side now, into our back stance again, right leg coming round, right arm middle block, left foot stepping in towards right foot this time. Left arm comes out straight, turning towards your right side first, block 1, then to your left, block 2. Okay, stepping out now, double arm middle block, front stance. Now knocking your left arm down, step forwards, right hand spear hand attack. Now remember, turning this hand 90 degrees now, turning round, okay, to do back fist attack in horse riding stance. Then our first key up here, front stance, middle punch. Okay, now from this position, remember you're going to turn your feet together now, crossing the arms, and then down, and then up to the hips. So you're going to use your right leg first, okay, to do this crescent kick, then elbow, then back fist, hammer fist attack. So your right leg first, crescent kick, come down, horse stance, block with the elbow, hammer fist, back in. Left leg, 1, 2, 3. Right leg this time, we're going to leave that hammer fist out, okay, when we complete it. Okay, so we do our kick, do our block, hammer fist staying out. Now, stepping in this time, left leg forwards, okay, making little punch here. Then right leg stepping in here, nice and easy. Turning around now to punch over the shoulder and elbowing. Then jumping across the kiap this time, reversing the arms. And that's ready, brawl. Okay, I'm going to move on to our fourth piano form now. So this is Cansado. Okay, so the starting point of Cansado, and the first couple of moves in Cansado are very, very similar to Cansado, piano form number 2. But we do with the hands open instead of being in the first position. Okay, so we're going to move into our chariot position here, then into chumbi here. So the opening movement, okay, once again you're going to look to your left and you're going to move into your back stance. And both hands are going to open up and drop towards the right side like this. Now you're going to move both hands together into the same position as piano form number 2, Cansado. Okay, so your right arm blocking above the head, your left arm blocking in front of the face, but knife arm this time, so hands open. Then immediately you look across towards your right side, the hands drop to the opposite side, and block up again, here. Now from this position, okay, your left leg is going to step in towards the side here, okay, so feet together, okay, hands across towards the right side here, like your right hip. Then you're going to step out with your left leg now to do double arm low block like this, okay. So this is an X shape with both hands. So you can see my hands, okay, are turned, or my arms are turned 90 degrees through to what we'd normally do with low block, okay. So we've got this nice X shape here with the left leg in front. Then from this position, we're going to drop the hands towards the side here, towards your left side, and then do double arm middle block in back stance. Okay? Now from this position, we're going to move into that one leg stance again here. So you're going to put your weight on your right leg now, and you're going to lift up your left leg sideways on like this, and you're going to look here towards your left side with your left leg up in the air here, okay, and with your right leg nicely bent. Now you're going to kick, side snap kick to the side now, and you're going to back fist with your left arm at the same time. So I'm going to kick and back fist here. Okay, then we're going to come down into front stance, grab here, so the left arm coming out straight. And then you're going to twist your hips here to do right arm elbow strike. Okay, so imagine you grab somebody's head here, you're pulling the head here onto the arm, like so. Okay. Now, hardest part of the form now. You're going to look towards your right side, and you're going to draw your right leg into back stance as both hands come across here towards the left side. Okay, so from this position, you look Your right leg draws into back stance, both hands coming across. Now from this position here, you're going to walk in slightly with your left leg now. And your hands are going to change sides. So from here, you walk in, 1. Then you're going to lift up your right leg ready to kick again now to your one leg stance. So keep the weight on your left leg now. Both hands coming across towards the right side, so the left side here. Now you're going to kick this time with your right leg, back fist in with your right arm. So we kick, back fist, grab, elbow, like this. Okay, now next movement from here, okay, you're going to basically drop down your left arm here, okay, into a low block position, the arms open, your right arm coming up above the head. Now you're going to bring up, as you twist your feet now, your left leg is going to point towards the front here in front stance. Okay, so we're going to shuffle from this position to this position here. Sorry, okay, from here to strike here. Okay, so this arm blocking up above the head, your left arm blocking above the head, this arm making knife arm strike like this. Okay, now from this position you're going to kick directly underneath your right hand now. Okay, so you're going to make front snap kick using your right leg. Okay, here, and your balance. Now from this position you're going to drop in now, your left leg dropping down, your right leg just slightly behind, your left leg slightly behind your right leg to make back fist attack here. Kia! Like this. So from our position here, if I turn to the side, we're moving into what we call a cross leg stance now, which is chakra jase. So as we do our front kick here, we drop down, okay, and you move into this cross leg position with your knees nicely bent and your feet very close together like this as you do this back fist striking key up. So we're from this position here again, we come up to kick, kick, kia, back fist, okay, like this. Now, our next movement from here, you're going to push out your left leg now at an angle, okay, so you push it out towards 45 degrees and you're going to turn with both hands open like this, okay, so as if you're grabbing hold of something, then you're going to grab with your fists like this, so from open hand, grabbing with the fist and then opening out like this, so from here, 1, 2, so you notice from this position here again, I'm in side stance at the moment, both knees bent. When I grab and I start to open out, I'm moving to front stance. Okay, now both things together here, I'm going to kick, front snap kicking at the same time, I'm going to pull the right arm in at the same time. So imagine I'm pulling somebody in as I kick, here, kick, coming down to do right arm middle punch, left arm middle punch, okay? So the sequence here again, from this position here, we kick, pull in, down, and 2. Okay, now looking towards the right side now. The right leg draws in, and we grab here, and then take hold with the fists, opening out again. Okay, like this. Now pulling and kicking, same time again. Okay, so this time left leg, kick, 1, 2, like this. Now looking towards the back now. Your left leg just moving in slightly to do back stance, double arm middle block now. So we readjust from here to back stance, 1. Then the same movement again, 2. Then the same movement again, 3. Okay. Now from our back stance here, we're going to extend the stance now to grab the head or the shoulders like this, either way. Okay, so from back stance to blind middle block, we push into front stance now, so your right leg stays where it is, but your left leg moves out to grab. Okay, now you're going to pull down now to do knee strike with your right leg. So we're going to pull the head down as the knee comes up into this position, and we hold our balance. So we key up here, then you're going to turn, okay? This time 45 degrees to the knife arm middle block here, 1, and then stepping through opposite side 45 degrees, knife arm middle block 2, and barrel, and sharp, relax. Okay, so Cansado a little bit harder again than Cansado. We move up again with difficulty level, and once again, you know, we've moved in, we've got a slightly different stance again in this form. So we've introduced our cross-leg stance, which is our chakra chasse. Okay, so our legs are crossed like this. So your feet close together, but you notice both knees bent again. So this is, remember to keep our height the same, so our back stance, our front stance, our horse riding stance, our one leg stance, and our cross leg stance. Height should be constant all the way through. Okay? Now it's difficult though, when we're doing it this way, these virtual lessons, for you to see everything that's going on. Okay, so I'm going to do this as you would normally do it from the side. So we get to our first key up point here, which is our cross leg stance and our back fist strike here. Now from this position you would push your left leg out at an angle like this. Okay? And as you turn, you grab. Okay, this side stance, like we've just said. Hands open, take hold, opening out as you move into front stance. Then you do this kick. As you pull your arm in, you do your front kick here, then step down, 1, 2, double punch. Okay? Then you move the opposite side. Here, you grab, take hold, open. Then you repeat the sequence. Okay? So quite a lot going on in Cansado, difficult to pick up when we're doing these virtual lessons. Okay? But hopefully, you know, a few practice runs and we'll get there. Okay, now I'm going to do the form once again all the way through in a mirror image, so I'm not going to be turning round through, so the same as what I did with the other forms, I'm going to go all the way through and hopefully you can follow along. Okay, so we're going to come into chariot position here, then chariot, ready position. Okay, Cansado. So looking firstly to your left, moving to back stance, double arm block like this, open hand. Then looking to the right, the same block. Okay, now from here stepping out, double arm low block. Okay, now step forwards, back stance this time, into our double arm middle block. Now, one leg stance now, so standing on your right leg, left leg comes up ready to kick. Now we're going to look here, we're going to back fist, side kick, grab, elbow. Now, hardest part of the form, remember, joining the right leg now into our back stance here, both hands come into the left side, stepping in slightly now with the left leg, hands swapping over, then lifting up your right leg now, preparing for the kick again. So we're going to kick using your right leg this time, right leg kick, right arm back fist, grab, strike. 1, 2. Okay, now doing your front kick this time, into your cross leg stance, back fist and key up. So we're doing front kick here, down, kill, and strike. Pushing out to your left, grab it. Taking hold, pull in as you kick with your right leg now. So front snap kick, come down, punch with your right, punch with your left. Opposite side now, grab it. Take hold, pull it in, kicking with your left this time, kick, 1, 2. Looking towards the back now, back stance, double arm middle block, 1, 2, 3. Now remember, you can extend your stance now, grabbing the head into front stance. Now knee in with your right knee now, pulling down, knee with your right knee, turn in, 45 degrees, knife arm middle block, and then the last movement here, knife arm middle block, 45 degrees, and barrel, shot, relax. Okay, so this is Cansado. So, once again, you know, we've introduced our cross leg stance and we have some more complex movements introduced this time. So we've got this grab here on the lapels going on here as we open out and pull in, kick in at the same time, okay? So, these forms are all what we've got that take you all the way up towards red belt level, which is third gup, and then we're introducing a new box of tricks down at the red belt. So you've got the last one in the Piano Dan series, which is Piano Dan, and then we start introducing some more complex forms like bass side eye, Nai Hanji Chodan, okay, which is again another difficulty level up. So I'm going to take a short break there. I'm going to get a drink of water. Okay, cheer up. Yeah, everybody. So moving on to our last part of the training now. So I'm going to be covering our one-step fighting techniques from number 1 all the way towards number 10, and I'll be covering our wrist grabs, okay, our basic wrist grabs. Very difficult to cover both elements without a partner, but you know, we're going to try. So one step fighting firstly is called Ilse-Sieg. Ilse-Sieg Dirin is the correct terminology, okay? So once again we come into our chariot position here, we'll go into Chumbi. Now remember, when we start any of our Ilse-Sieg techniques, we always take the right leg back first and do left arm block, like this. And then we step forward to do high punch, and then bow roll, that's ready. Okay, so number one, okay, we covered the first sort of 6 quite thoroughly of the past few lessons, so I'm going to rattle through these fairly quickly. Okay, so remember, if it's an odd number for the first few one-step fighting techniques, we're using our right side first, okay? So number one, you're going to step out towards 45 degrees, you're going to do right leg out and you do left arm middle block here. 1. Okay, now from this position, remember you use your hips now to twist, to do middle punch. 1 here, then twist back, high punch 2. Now step in, your left leg behind your right leg coming up here, ready for roundhouse kick, hands on guard, then we're going to round kick and kia. Kia! And stepping down, hands on guard, 45 degrees here, back to ready. Okay, number 2. Okay, so we're going to step out to the left this time, blocking with the right arm. So we step out to block 1, then 2 punches, left, right, step back with your right this time, left leg comes up, now I'm going to roundhouse kick and shout. Kia! Down, back to ready. Okay, number 3, same routine again, stepping out. Firstly towards the right, but this time as you step out, your right arm comes up ready for outside to inside block like this. Now we're going to twist our hips now, and we're going to block with the right arm into the centre like this. Then we do our same 2 punches, left arm middle punch, right arm high punch, stepping back with your left, then side kick this time with your right. Kia! And down. Back to ready. Okay, number 4, stepping out to the left. So left arm comes up ready, twist, block, 2 punches now, right, left, step back with your left, so your right leg, kick in with your left, and shout, down, back to ready, and shout, nice. Okay, so the first 4, Ilse-Sieg, we're stepping out at an angle like this, okay, so the ones that took part in our lesson, our virtual lesson this week, will know that we talked exclusively about what we call Xinjiandong, which is body movement. So it is this body movement while we are avoiding a direct attack here, but also trying to position ourselves where we can launch an effective counter-attack, okay? So Xinjiandong is body movement or body evasion, and we see this quite a lot in our Ilse-Sieg techniques where we're stepping out towards the side, okay? Right, our next sequence of, our next few Ilse-Sieg movements, we're going to be stepping backwards now, okay? So our right leg comes back to start with, okay? So from our Chumbi position here, the right leg goes back, hands on guard this time, our sparring position here. Now from here, we're going to do front snap kick with the right leg, okay? And then immediately, we're going to set up ready to do our outside to inside block. So I'm going to come in here to kick, and then my hand is going to come up here, ready to block. Now as I step down now with the right leg here, I'm going to move into our side stance with both legs bent, and I'm going to block outside to inside like this, okay? Then I twist the hips here to do high punch, reverse arm, open up the hands, again left side, clear. Now this time the left leg is going to come up and down to do inside to outside chop kick. So up, down, and key up. Back to ready, okay? So speed it up from here, we do like this. It's 1, 2, punch, clear, chop, okay? Back to ready. Okay, number 6, opposite side now. Left leg comes back, okay? So we're going to kick again, prepare for the block, outside to inside block, inside stance, twist the hips, front stance high punch, open up, clear, chop. Back to ready, and chop. Relax, okay. Right, onwards. Number 7, okay, number 7. So once again from here, number 7, right leg goes back. Now, we're going to do that outside to inside crescent kick that you saw in Cansado. We do that set of 3 kicks in Cansado. Okay, so we're going to lift up the right leg now, and you're going to crescent kick, like this. And you're going to balance on this one leg, just like you do in the form, okay? Our hands up on guard. Now the same leg, you're going to do side snap kick here. And you're going to come down, to do high reverse punch with left arm. Now, take your left arm across the body now, as if you're grabbing the side of the head or the side of the body, and you're going to pull your left arm onto your left knee here. Okay? Now your right arm comes up ready to elbow, as you put your left leg down now into a horse riding stance. You're going to elbow with your right elbow here. And that's ready. Okay, so a bit faster this time. Okay, so from this position here. Okay, we're doing crescent kick here. 1, side kick 2, high punch 3, grab, knee, elbow. And back to ready. Okay, number 8 this time. Okay, so left leg back here. So we're going to crescent kick again here. Crescent kick and side kick. High punch this time with the right side. Grabbing across onto the right knee now. Hit, left elbow up, down, horse stance, elbow attack. That's ready. Hands shut. Relax. Okay. So last one step fighting routine now. Here's number 9, number 10. So we're going to start again by bringing our right leg back into our sparring stance. Now from this position here, okay, we're going to do a front snap kick and then return the leg back to where it came from here. Okay, so I'm going to kick with the right and pull it all the way back. So from here, I kick, then the leg comes all the way back here. Then immediately I'm going to turn, okay, you're going to turn to the right side and you're going to block behind using your left arm like this. So this is a covering block, low block here. So you're in front stance with your right leg in front here, your left leg and left arm extended here towards the rear. Now, the same leg now, your right leg you're going to do back kick. So you're going to look over your right shoulder, you're going to do back kick here, now come down, doing knife arm middle block with your right arm. So you notice as I land again, I've moved into the side stance, okay, to do this block. So when I punch now using my left side, or your left side, you hip twist into front stance like this. So your left punch here, coming up here, okay? Now, from this position here, you're going to open up your fingers, you're going to wrap your arm round in a circle, okay? So from here, you circle it, okay? When you get to the top of this circle here, your opposite arm is going to open up and you're going to come round to do Jana Kwan, okay? Palm heel attack into the face. So from our punch here, we open, we circle, and then at the same time we twist back into our side stance to strike like this, okay? That's ready. Okay, now, we'll do this speeded up this time, okay, a little bit faster. So we go into our stance again here. So right leg behind. So remember, we're going to kick and pull the leg back. So kick, back. Turn the body. Lock with your left arm behind now. Now right leg back kick. Right arm. Okay, knife arm, hand lock. In side stance, twisting the hips now. Left arm high punch. Circle, twist, kill. Moving back into side stance, making palm heel attack. Back to ready. Okay, last one, number 10. So left leg back this time. So we're going to kick left leg out, pull back again. Okay, so from here, front kick, pull back, turn now, okay, towards your left, blocking behind with your right. Now, left leg, back kick now behind. And left arm, high block. Again, inside stance here. Twisting the hips now. High punch into front stance. Using your right hands now, wrapping this arm around to twist and to strike. And that's ready. And shut, relax. Okay. So this last one step fighting routine, if I turn sideways here, okay, we start from our sparring position here, we do our front snap kick here, we come back, then I immediately return right to the rear now, and I cover block. Then I'm looking over the opposite shoulder, the same leg now that did the front kick is going to do the back kick. Now as I come down, I chamber here ready for the block, I come into side stance to block, then to twist, high punch, circling round and twisting again to this Jana Kwan. Okay, so a lot of hip movement required again in this Ilsa Seat routine. Okay, so once again you're moving from this side stance here into front stance to get the twist on the hip and the momentum or the speed into your strike. Okay, So the last part of our training today, we're just going to cover very quickly some of our wrist grabs on the syllabus. So it's very difficult, as I mentioned earlier on, to do this without a partner, but we're going to try and do it as a drill just to keep up a little bit with our knowledge and our understanding of these techniques, so our skills don't completely fade in the next few weeks. So we're going to start straightforward, right away from the bottom, from our cross-arm grip. So our cross-arm grip is part of the testing requirements for orange belt, and there are probably 7 or 8 on the syllabus, so we're just going to cover a couple today, okay? So I want you to assume that you've got your right arm gripped like this, okay? Most people right-handed, okay? We'll do right side first. So your right arm hand is gripped like this. Now, you're going to step towards your left side, out towards 45 degrees like this. At the same time, your right hand is going to open up like this. You can open your fingers to stretch the tendons on your hand here, and as you step out, you're going to wrap this hand up and over like this, so your elbow more is pointing forwards towards the target. So as you step here, you step out, you wrap up and over the top like this. Now this hand is free. You're going to strike immediately into the side of the neck here with pseudo knife arm strike. Then using your hips to twist like we did in our one-step fighting, you twist your hips now to strike into the nose, Jang Quan. Okay, palm heel attack. Then twisting your hips again, striking with the base of the first finger here. This is what we call yuk pseudo. Okay, or ridge hand attack into the groin. Then twisting again to push away like this. Back into ready. Okay. So number one, remember we're stepping out with the left. Okay, we're wrapping the right arm up over the top like this. 1. And we strike 2. Twist into the face 3. Into the groin 4. Then push away 5 like this. Back to ready. Okay. The opposite side this time. Okay, so we're going to practice on the left arm. Okay, so remember, very important you practice both sides. No point just working on one side. So our left arm this time grabbed. So we're going to step out at an angle now towards our right. Again, we're going to open up our fingers to stretch it and wrap over the top like this, okay, in a circular motion. So as we step around, hook over the top, and we're going to strike with the left this time towards the side of the neck, twist the hips, Jang Quan into the face, yuk pseudo into the groin, then push away, okay. So one more time from here, we're going to step out to the right, wrap over, strike into the neck, into the face, into the groin, push away, back to ready. Okay. Alright, the second one for our cross arm grips. Again, we're going to work on our right side. So, once again, you're going to step your right leg out to the side like this. But this time, okay, the same arm, okay, the right arm, you're going to twist in the same direction. So as we step, your wrist turns. So the wrist is pointing upwards. So you rotate your hand like this. So I step, and this hand twisting, bringing it up high section here. Now, at the same time as you're doing this movement here, your opposite arm is going to come up towards this side, and you're going to strike. Same time. So we've got this same strike as what we had with our first cross arm grip. So we step out here both together. We're going to go 1. Okay. Now from this position, your right hand is free. You're going to do the same ending bit now as what we did before. Into the face, into the groin, push away like this, and back in. Okay, one more time. We step out, 1, into the face, groin, push away, back in again. Okay, now left side. So left leg moving out 45 degrees, left arm rotating, high section as your right arm striking across, same time. So we step, 1, into the face, 2, groin 3, push away 4. One more time from here, stepping out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back in, hand lock, shot. Okay, now we're going to practice our same side grip this time. Okay, so this is left arm grabbing right arm grabbing left arm, doesn't matter which one. Okay, so we're going to practice on this one first grabbed, okay, so it's your right arm. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to re-grip on the hand here, so imagining the hand here, I'm going to turn and re-grip as I step my left leg in slightly into back stance here to re-grip. Okay, now from here I'm going to strike with the opposite hand now. Okay, so with the left side, my hand coming and doing this roundhouse knife hand strike here. So from here, both things coming together, and strike here. Grabbing the head now, pulling onto the knee, and then stepping in to push down. Okay. So from this position, right side grabbing here, we're going to step slightly inwards. Okay, with your right leg now into back stance. At the same time, your left arm coming around to strike. Okay, so from here, 1, grabbing the head, pulling down here onto the knee, pushing down. Okay. Opposite side this time. Okay, so once again, the left side this time, I'm going to move the left leg forward slightly into back stance here. We're going to strike using the right. Okay, so from here, we take hold, strike, grab, knee, punch. Get like this onto the floor. Okay, so this is our first same side grab. Okay, it's very difficult to simulate the other ones that are on the syllabus, so we're not going to do that. So I'm going to move straight on to the next one, which is our 2-on-2 grip. So just going to practice one on this one here. Okay, so I want you to assume both hands gripped here in front. So I'm going to do the same thing as what we did for our cross arm grip. I'm going to step out at this 45-degree angle, either this side or this side. So for simplicity, okay, if you go to your right first, okay, then you're going to step to your right hand, you're going to twist like you did for the second cross arm grip. So you're going to twist and do this with it. Your opposite arm, your left hand, you're just going to pull out. So you can imagine this is coming out through the gap between the thumb and the fingers here. You're pulling this one needing to do a little bit more work to rotate. Okay, so our hands gripped here, we're going to step out 45-degree angle, right arm rotating, left arm just pulling across like this. Now from this position here, okay, I'm going to join the right hand here, you're going to twist back to do middle reverse punch like this into the rib cage and back to ready. Okay, so from here, stepping out to the right again, twist 1, punch 2, back to ready, easy. Okay, now the opposite side this time. Okay, I'm going to rotate, you're going to rotate your left hand this time, so circling, coming up, your opposite arm, your right arm just pulling across. So both hands gripped here, you're going to step out this time to your left, you're going to rotate your left arm up, then twist back to do middle reverse punch with left arm here too, and back in again here. So stepping out to the left again, rotate, left arm, twist, punch, back in, and relax shut. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to leave the wrist grabs there for today. Okay, there are others on the syllabus. Like I said, you know, for cross arm grip alone, there are probably 7 or 8 different techniques that you can use for cross arm grip that we teach in the syllabus, and probably 5 or 6 others for each one of the other ones. But it's very difficult to practice these even as a drill without a partner. Okay, so I'm going to leave that for the time being, and hopefully when we get back into the dojang training again, we can pick up on these techniques and hopefully refresh our memories on them. Okay, so we've covered quite a lot today. You know, we covered all the way from basic form number 3 up to Cansado in terms of our patterns or our hyung. We've covered our Ilsa-seek, our one-step fighting, all the way from 1 to number 10. And we've covered a few of our wrist locks today, our wrist grabs. Okay, so a lot for you to absorb, a lot for you to practice on, and you know, some of the things I know you find it hard to grasp while we're doing this virtual training. It's not the same as being back in a dojang, but hopefully with a little bit of study, a little bit of practice, you'll be able to pick up. Now remember, on the club website, all of our forms, all of our Ilsa-seek, we have a separate video shot at full speed and at slow speed for some of them, all the way through. So if you want to see how the hyung is performed in its entirety with the right tempo, right speed, right focus, please have a look at the website. There's a video for each one of the hyungs that we've been practicing today. Okay. So once again, okay, everybody stay safe, look after yourself, and we're going to finish the lesson there. Okay, so cheerio. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks so. Okay, thank you very much. Cansado.